Hi guys, today I'm speaking about price structure and how we draw price structure on a chart. What we find is that many trading systems or methodologies have too high a level of subjectivity in terms of how structure lines are drawn. So much so that if a new person came into the room and tried to replicate some of the price structures that someone had drawn on a chart, they wouldn't be able to do so. And what I wanted to do was develop a very simple two-step rule set for how to draw price structure such that anybody who followed those very simple rules could draw structure lines in the same way as any other person following that rule set. So let's start off. What is that rule set? The rule set is very simple. In an uptrend, you need a higher high and higher close. In a downtrend, you need a lower low and lower close. Now that is definitely not nuclear science, and it's quite obvious. But what often happens is the way in which those very simple concepts are interpreted can be very different depending on the trader that you're talking to. So what I'm going to share with you today is not necessarily the only way of doing these price structure lines, but it is my way, our way, the way we use it Underdog Investments, the way, and this is the methodology which, as I said, underpins all of our training strategies. So we're going to start at the left hand side of the screen. Let's start at this high point here, just arbitrarily. What we're looking at, just by the way, is a daily chart of Anglo American. So each candlestick represents 1 day's worth of trading action. Now this methodology can obviously be applied to any particular market in any time frame. So you can be looking at an index on a 5-minute or 15-minute basis, or a stock or commodity on a 4-hour or hourly basis. Doesn't matter. You can apply the same concepts in terms of drawing in the price structure. So let's start off with this high level here, and what we're going to look at each subsequent bar or candle. So if we're starting here, we look to our right. Here we've got the next candle has a lower close and a lower low than the previous candle. So what we've got here is a move down. The next one has a lower low but not a lower close. So for now, let's ignore that one. Next candle, it has a higher high than this candle but a lower close, so we ignore that one. This candle has a lower low than this one and it has a lower close, so that's our next point in the price structure line. So our price structure line moves from that high to that low. Next, we've got this candle here, which has a higher high than the previous candle and a higher close. So what we're starting to see is the start of this uptrend here. Next candle has a higher high than that candle but a lower close. We ignore it. This candle is actually inside the high and low of this of its predecessor candle, so we can ignore it. This candle has a lower low than this candle and a lower close. So now we can start the downtrend. But where do we start the downtrend from? We look at the highest point in this uptrend right there. So now we're going to start our downtrend. Lower low, lower close, downtrend. Next candle, it's got a higher high than this candle and a higher close, so we're starting our uptrend. This next candle is within the high and low of this candle, so we ignore it, but this candle has a lower low and a lower close than the previous candle, so we're starting our downtrend. Where we started from, the highest point preceding that downtrend. And we continue applying this methodology as we go along, higher highs and higher closes. And with practice, and you can practice it, as I said, on any chart, on any time frame, you start developing an ability to see these higher highs and higher closes and lower lows and lower closes much faster. And when you do that, you're able to draw these trend lines in with greater speed and with more accuracy at the end of the day. So whoopsie, let me just finish up drawing in all these lines. And as you can see, we're not trying to interpret anything. We're not trying to make any assumptions about what the market is doing, which way the market is heading. We are simply drawing in using those two very simple rules. We're drawing in the price structure. Higher highs, higher closes, lower lows, and lower closes. Okay, I think that's enough. So what have we got now? So what we've done now is we've effectively reduced all of these candlesticks to a set of price structure points and price structure lines, and that, as I said, is the basis of our trading systems and methodologies that we're going to be using going forward. Not trying to interpret anything, simply drawing in the price structure. Chapter 2, or our next video, is going to focus on what can we start to glean once we've drawn in these price structure lines. What are the kinds of things that we're seeing, and how can we start using that in developing or refining our trading process.